guys, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Essie, also known as SCDefined. If you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, girl. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be taking on the Scott Barnes makeup tutorial. I'm going to be doing my makeup the Scott Barnes way. This is like a huge trend right now on YouTube and on Instagram. One of my makeup friends, Long Legs K, Denise, is her name, and she did it on her Instagram stories and I think on her feed as well. And so she was like, oh my God, you should try it. And I'm not gonna lie, when I watched this video originally, I did try it on my clients, and I love this method on brides. Like, it makes brides look so beautiful. Now, I watched it again, and I want to say that the makeup still is a little harsh for in person. And like he said in the video, when people see you in person, they're gonna be like, huh. But when they see you on stage and in photos, you look amazing. So I'm going to try to keep this method as true to what he said it's supposed to look like. So I'm probably not gonna leave the house with this on. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm just gonna explain some of the steps that I'm doing, because after watching the video and after watching a lot of people do it, I realized that, you know, it really does take a makeup artist to understand the language that he used. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So he didn't use any primer, which it's gonna be hard for me to do. I feel like my lips are dry. Let's put some lip moisture on because I'm talking a lot. Okay, so the first thing he did in his technique is he did what's called contouring. And he used a term called lifting. And in lifting, he stated that the color that he used, because he did the demonstration on Tati, and the color that he did on Tati, he said that what we're doing with this shade is we are balancing. Now, when I've seen people do this technique, especially on brown skin, they use a color that was lighter. And when you think of what balancing in is on brown skin, balancing on brown skin is balancing. So whatever that color is that you use to balance, that's what we're going to use. For me, I'm going to go in with the Kylie Cosmetic shade in the shade Almond. This is going to be so weird not using primer. Oh my God. And like, he really just went in. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so now that we have that applied, which to me it kind of looks like my form of lifting. I mean, this is just my opinion. This was my take on when I watched it, and so that's what I'm going to show you guys. So what he went ahead and did after that was cap hog, and the brush that he used was probably bigger than this, but this is what I have, so this is what I'm going to use. And then he like brought this up and brushed it towards the nose. So now we're going to add the contour, and I'm not gonna lie, this is the part that probably scares me the most. So I'm gonna go in with the Juvia's Place Shade Stick Foundation in Katsina. And he used a brush kind of similar to this. It was very like sharp, dense, and he just, oh God, guys, I'm scared. If my lace is lifting on the side, mind your business.
Mind your business, that's all. Mind your business.
Ooh, look at me, guys. Kind of like brought it down and just went in, like lift that. And he brought this really far. And there was a lot of shading up here around the hairline. And he did like this like really thin nose situation. All right, then he lined the lips. Okay, All right, I look crazy. All right, so then he went in with foundation, or he called it Chanel, and I'm assuming it's a foundation. I know that he discussed like his foundation, which was called Media or Multimedia, and I feel like the closest thing that I have to that is the Pat McGrath. And since I already have so much product on, I want to try to use something that's not going to cause a lot of buildup, but more or less I feel like he used this to kind of marry everything. So that's what we're gonna do with this. This is the Pat McGrath Foundation in the shade Deep 29, and I feel like he like gently must, oh, I already jacked it up. Jesus. That's about as blended as I feel like Tati looked. And like, I feel like what happened with her nose, I'm not really sure. So I'm just gonna do my own thing. Like, give me a second, let me figure it out. For that part, I noticed that he added just a little more concealer. It seemed like it was just a bit lighter. It might have been the same one, but in my eyes, it looked like it made it pop a little more. So I'm gonna go in with the Fenty No Filter Concealer in the shade 380 here. Nothing too dramatic. It's taking everything in me not to use a beauty blender. Okay, and then he went in with a dry brush, and he called this technique marrying the products together, and he kind of buff, like just shimmy shimmy buff buff buff, you know, everything kind of just real gently. Like he barely, I feel like his pressure was really light, but all the lines on her face were disappearing. And so the next step is powder, and literally the minute he said powder, her nose contour was gone. So I'm just gonna I don't know. We're gonna figure this out. I'm just gonna tap over it and see if it disappears. I don't know what he did. I don't know why you left out that part, Scott. If you are watching, I always like to think that people that I'm talking about are watching my videos. All right, so we're just gonna keep, ooh, that's gonna look good. We're just gonna keep tapping on the product until it goes away. I feel like my nose looks weird on one side. That's because I don't know what he did. I have no idea. Unless he used the dry brush. Which I feel like using a dry brush with no product also helps to lift excess product. Like if you use too much product, I feel like this is just a great way to pick up whatever's on the face that, oh, see that? No, that whatever's on the face that just doesn't need to be there. All right, so something is happening. Do y'all see my nose right now? I'm not really sure. So at this point, I'm gonna have to use my beauty blender. I don't really know what just happened. My nose is like patchy as hell. I'm guessing it has something to do with the formulas. I don't think that, oh my God, this is, okay. Damage control needs to happen fast. I'm gonna go in with the NARS. This is the Sheer Glow foundation, and let's just put that. There we go. That looks. Maybe I'll look good on stage, but right now this is scaring me. Ooh, baby. So then he went in with a powder. It seemed like it was very finely milled. I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Bakery flower in the shade Yellow, and it looks like he just kind of rolled the product or kneaded it into the skin. I need a like fluffy but flat brush. This is a brush by a brand called Giuseppe. I've had these brushes for years. I got them on AliExpress. The first powder he used was really light. It had like a tint to it, which just has a light yellow tint, which fits me. I think he used like a rose tint for her. Now I'm gonna go in with my face powder. This is the Maybelline Super Stay in the shade Coconut, 355 Coconut. And he kind of just, even over the contour, he kind of went over that because it was ooh, look, you guys. We are making magic. I'm low-key excited, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'm acing this except for that nose thing. All right, so then after that, I believe there was like the glowy portion of the makeup, which I'm gonna go in with the Milani Luminoso Glow #1. And I think I'm gonna use this brush This is the Sigma Spotlight Duster, and I'm just gonna run it across, because he ran it across his palette. So then we're gonna go back in and do what he called toast the edges. I think what I'll do with my same bronzer is just be a little more intentional about it and make it. Okay, all right, so then we are going to go ahead and fill in the brows, and he used what looked like a powder. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Amrezy palette. I'm gonna use 1988 from the palette, which is the lighter brown. All right, so now we're gonna use a brow gel. Now we're gonna move on to the eyes, which I feel like he used one shade and really just massaged it into the crease. I'm gonna go in with the Morphe 5 M535, and I'm gonna go into the color 1988, which it seemed like it was a deep tone, but it was also soft. Alright, and so then he went in with a lighter shade at the waterline there. This brush here, it's a I think this came with like a palette, one of my Revolution Pro palettes. And I'm gonna go into the shade OG, which is this shade right here. And I think this is a part where you can definitely kind of do what works for you. Alright, so then he went in with like a bronzy shade on the lid, just because I feel like it's going to be a nice, ooh, that is a nice pop. I have to use a brush. He used his hands. I can't see with my eyes closed, so I'm just going to use a brush and try to just gently pat that on. Another color up there. I just feel like this color is a little too harsh for me, so I'm gonna go in with Gorgina and see how that looks. Back in with that M535 brush, and then he went in with some mascara. I'm gonna go in with my Fenty mascara here. Alright, so I got my lashes on. These are just some lashes I had sitting on my vanity. So sorry. I do this all the time. You guys always ask me about my lashes, and I'm like, I honestly don't remember because... So I'm going to go in with the Mented Peach for the Stars. I feel like he went in with the blush. Like, it was, like, intense. Then we're going to do the lips. Alright, and so for my lips, I'm going to use this Peach Cella by Milani. It's like a very shimmery, greenish, pinkish. I don't know if you guys can see that. I wish I had some lip lines. I don't. Ooh. And I feel like he pushed the gloss out. Like, oh, it smells amazing. I need to turn it down just a little bit. Hold on, let's add some NYX. This is a soft matte lip cream. So you guys, here is the final look. Tell me what you guys think. I'm still trying to figure out this hair. I don't really know if I like want it like. Anywho, here is the final look. What do you guys think? Let me know. I feel so gorgeous, so glamorous, just so beautiful. Like my skin looks, oh, I can hit the red carpet today, okay? Today. So go ahead and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know, are we feeling this look? I'm not gonna lie, this technique on my own personal self is probably not something that I would use on a regular basis. Like it's a lot. And on clients, yes, I can see myself taking that time. I can see myself, you know, it's easier for me to obviously paint on something in front of me as opposed to on myself. Like being able to step back and look at your angles, that's just something that I feel like is so involved in the process. Like even in the video, I watched him kind of step back, angle her head this way, this way, this way. It's kind of hard to do on yourself. So personally, but there are some things about the technique that I will keep in my personal makeup, but there are definitely a lot of things that I will leave for doing makeup on other people. So with that being said, I do want to give a special shout out to Aunt Thawana. I hope I said that right. Aunt Thawana, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for sharing my videos, talking about them. Like, I appreciate everything that you do for me outside of the internet, because you know it takes a lot for people that are not internet savvy and Instagram and Facebook and all of that to hop on YouTube and watch you. So I appreciate those support. Not that I don't appreciate you guys that are on here all the time, but I appreciate those people that are not into the, you know, social media world but still take the time to watch my videos. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. And for the rest of you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this look. Drop me any requests in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.